Look, bro, should I play on the mode where there's no reviving? Death is permanent? Yeah. Not playing on that shit? This is such fucking horse shit. I gotta play this fucking game. In Wilds Beyond, they speak your name. Reverence and regret, for none could tame our savage souls, yet you challenged the Met. Under the pilot's watch, you thought we've changed. Based instincts, we were redeemed. A world you gave to a bug and a beast as they never dreamed. That's just there for anybody who wants it. Speedrunning Hollow Knight because my ancestors said I have to. Speedrunning Hollow Knight until your mom gets wet. Did I win? What up, Tokes? What's up, man? It's not Hollow Knight. How about that? Beat Resident Evil 1? What? Damn, dude. That's crazy. You get to the part with the giant tarantula? Yeah, dude. You know what's funny? I'll never beat Resident Evil 1, bro. The only reason why I know about that is because when we were kids, when young, like when I was like maybe 6, bro. I remember us, me, Joseph, and like our cousins playing on the GameCube. And our grandpa had Resident Evil 1. We'd always look at the back of the game's case, and we saw that there was the giant tarantula shit. And we were always like, what? The giant spider, what? As kids. But we could never get to that part of the game because we were bad. We didn't realize we were putting it on the hardest difficulty as children, and we were dying to nothing. And I guess in Resident Evil 1, when you put on the hardest difficulty, the zombies are fucking invisible. So that's why we were dying. And we didn't even know. And that's why we mainly played Resident Evil 4 as kids, because it was the game that was scary to us, but easy to learn how to play. All the other games were like, what the fuck? We couldn't grasp what a fixed camera was as children. There's only a couple games I like. I've grown to like fixed camera games. Like, they're not that bad, but sometimes it can be fucking annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Like when you walk out of a room and you end up running back in that same room you just walked out because of the fixed camera. Like, that shit's annoying, bro. Yeah, the Devil May Cry 1 and 2 are like that. That's a game you'd probably like too if you ever played Devil May Cry. I bet you'd love that shit, Tokyo. Devil May Cry, you ever heard of that game? Yeah. It's basically Leon, but if he was half demon. That's basically that game. I've gotten some crazy voicemails, and that's why I just won't listen to them, bro. I'm not gonna lie. If I don't know who's calling to me, I don't listen to the voicemail.
Oh shit, I was muted. Stop. Yeah, I don't know what the issue was earlier. My shit was tweaking hard.
Hold on, if I'm trying to listen to this shit. The fuck? Dude, you sound like some cult shit. The fuck? That's weird. I'm playing Hollow Knight again because I've done everything in my power to get my saved data back, and I've just accepted it's not fucking gonna happen. I don't know why, but Hollow Knight 1 specifically, I'm not the only person that's had problems with it, apparently. There's people on Reddit talking about it, too.
That sucks ass.
Oh well. I beat the game once, I could do it again. I'm just gonna, speed run the bitch.
I'm almost tempted to try it, because it's included with the premium shit.
It's fun. I like it. But you know me, I love platformers.
I just feel like I'm gonna get my ass railed.
It's pretty simple early on, but definitely the more you play, it gets hard. Definitely, sure, for sure. It's pretty simple though, straightforward when you first start getting into it.
Oh, I have reinstalled Night Rain for later.
Nice. I like how my intentions were to hop on Hollow Knight, play boss rush mode, but now I'm being forced to play boss rush mode because I have to go through the fucking game again. Not the boss rush mode I wanted to play, but it's a boss rush mode regardless.
Get fucked, nerd.
I know, right? Hey, at least I'm going into this game with meta now, unlike before. I will say that. That's gonna be game changing. That shit was weird, bro. Sound like some ARG shit, bro. Alternate reality games. They're just like, how would I describe that? It's basically like a fictional thing that people like to upload, but they portray it as if it's real, and it gets people talking about whether or not it's real. Kind of like the Backrooms could be considered one and shit.
SCP.
I remember
Creepypastas, really.
Yeah, Homunculus was definitely a popular one back in the day. There's a lot. But, yeah, it's definitely, what's the word I'm looking for? A loaded answer. Because you're gonna get a lot of different answers, but yeah. It's something that's not real, but it's portrayed as it's real. It's usually something scary. Typically scary. It could also be typically disturbing as well, though. You never see an ARG about something nice. That's for damn sure. So, I'm gonna give this an example, because this is an example I've actually lived by, okay? So, there was this series on YouTube called Something Hornets. I forget what it was called, but it was basically a project that a bunch of group of college kids made, right? About Slender Man. And at the time, me being a naive little 13-year-old I was, seeing this, kind of thinking it was fucking real. And a lot of my cousins did too. Because the way they portrayed it was like as if it was real. Like, the guy, it was like as if it was like a lost footage kind of film. And
like it was Mountain Monsters.
And basically, you know, Slender Man ends up stalking these people, and they end up progressively going more and more insane, and until like a legit. It does. Some people take it too far, but yeah, like if you're somebody our age, you know that shit's fake. But when you're kind of impressionable, you're not sure. And even to this day, there's certain ARGs where it's like, for example, about somebody being kidnapped, and like the kidnapper is sending cryptic messages to people on YouTube, talking about, leaving clues about how this person has been kidnapped. Like, there are some like that where, like, even to as an adult, where you're not sure whether or not this is made for kicks, if there really is some sick fuck out there playing with people's emotions. You don't know. You just really don't know. 9 times out of 10, these people end up coming out and mentioning how, obviously, right, it's not true, it's fake. But yeah, there's been a lot of shit like that. Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry to interrupt you, Frappe, but continue. I get what you're trying to say. I absolutely understand what you mean, but it's not really like that. It could definitely, like, some try to, don't get me wrong, but I feel like now, at least modern days, when it comes to ARGs, most of the time it's like people very well know what they're going into, how it's fictional. Like, ARGs and analog horror, in my opinion, kind of go hand in hand with one another. If you don't know what analog horror is, too, it's very similar, just with a few differences. The main one usually being that there's a lot of entities associated with analog horror, like the Boiled one, if you've ever heard of that. You've probably seen pictures of it, just never knew the name. But shit like that, like these weird entities that, basically, for lack of a better term, if you encounter, you're just fucked. Like, you're gonna die. But obviously they don't exist. They're completely and utterly fictional beings, but a lot of people still like to listen to hours and hours of just people talking about these fictional entities and beings, about like what they can do and how do they get into our world and why do they do this and whatnot. Like, they have their own lore. And I feel like that also goes hand in hand with what Nathan was saying earlier. Like, SCP was the OG version of that. Same with the creepypastas. Like, these were these fictional characters that people created, would share these stories, but a lot of people ended up believing, like, as if they were true or fact. Especially back in the day. Nowadays, everyone knows that shit's fake. Everybody knows creepypasta and SCP is fake, but back in the day, it really wasn't like that.
Well, it's just modern day campfire stories.
On God, though. That's a really good way of looking at it.
It still hasn't changed.
Thank you for the sub, by the way.
Back in the day, taking into consideration that, you know, these stories...
Sorry, I was having a deep conversation.
And then these
Ring the bell.
go on, they still...
Ring the bell, he said.
And, you know... there are still people who are, you know,
I think that's...
starts.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ouch.
For example, my very good
Whew. Whew.
That's what you see.
Uh-oh.
You see,
No! Got me. Yeah, I know what you mean. My thank you, Howie. Appreciate you. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, I do need the map. Oh, but I do not have enough to afford it though. Oof. Oh well. My hypothesis on why analog and ARGs are so fascinating to us, especially now, is just it kind of just plays off our oldest fear, just the fear of the unknown and things that human beings cannot comprehend are oddly fascinating to us, no matter how morbid they may be. It's the same reason why people are fucking into cold cases, because it's just unexplained. The human brain cannot grasp how this is happening or how someone could get away with such a thing, to where it becomes fascinating to our minds. So our fragile little minds can't grasp it. It's like being afraid of the dark. You were never afraid of the dark as a kid itself. You were afraid about what was in the dark. You know what I mean? Exactly. The unknown. We have no idea. God, to think that that's probably has to be one of my favorite quotes of all time, and to think that a literate racist is the one who created that quote.
Who's the quote by?
H.P. Lovecraft. I forget exactly how it goes, but it's something along the lines of like, man's greatest fear is the unknown, basically. Wrong either. Let me look it up.
A good quote doesn't have to come from a good person.
That is fair. That is fair. I think my favorite quote of all time is the one you taught me, Nathan.
Is it the Stalin one?
I don't know if it's Stalin who made it, but it's the fucking quote? It's the those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it.
Oh yeah, I don't remember who said that. I think that I'd have to look it up. My favorite quote is, "Education is a weapon whose effectiveness depends on who holds it in his hand." That's a Stalin quote.
That's deep, especially coming from Stalin. That's kind of deep.
It's true, though. Why do you think? You can look at the U.S. and how you can see the states with the poorest education. You can see what color they are. No offense to anyone, but it's kind of true.
H.P. Lovecraft, Fear of the Unknown quote. No, on God.
True.
1 second, chat. Let me check here. I'm still used to PS5. I'm trying to figure out how to check my chat.
You mean PS4?
Fuck off. How do I... Hey, let me go on my phone. I can pull up stream on my phone, I just remembered that. Oh, I got the quote pulled up for you guys, though, the H.P. Lovecraft one. It goes, the oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear, and the oldest and strongest kind of fear is the fear of the unknown.
That's why so many people are afraid of the dark.
I really like that quote. That's probably my second favorite quote, because it's true. It's fucking just true. Like, there's not, like, if the dawn of man is the will to survive. That's the only thing man's ever known since the dawn of time. So, of course, the first emotion he would feel is fear, going by that logic. Because, obviously, death is all around you. After, yeah. Yeah, I don't like the idea of being in a void. Oh, thank you, Allie. You're too sweet. Would you rather die suffering knowing what your destination is, or die peaceful and not knowing?
Repeat the question.
Would you rather die peacefully not knowing what your destination is, or die, like, suffering but knowing what your destination is afterwards?
So, but what if it's just like you die to suffer, and you find out the answer is there is nothing?
Get fucked. However you're dying, I guarantee people have died a lot worse.
No, I'd rather not know and find out the hard way.
That's
'Cause what
kinda how I
closure
feel.
what closure do you get knowing you're gonna die anyway? That feels like that's kind of a bunk ass deal, honestly, dog.
Well, yeah, when you word it, but you know a lot of people don't feel that way. And that's a question. Do you guys think fate's predetermined? That's a fucking question. There's scientists who believe that, who aren't even religious. I don't believe in that shit personally, though.
Well, what do we define as fate?
Shit happens for a reason.
Oh, you mean?
Like,
I know what
there's
you
nothing
mean.
you can do to avoid what's gonna happen tomorrow. It's going to happen. It's set in stone type shit. That's what I'm asking. Do you believe that that's a possibility? Not even do you believe that's the case, but a possibility. Do you think that that's in the back of your brain, or you're just, nah, it doesn't even weigh you? Who the fuck cares? That's what I'm curious about. And if
I
so,
think it's
what is your
a
thought
hard
process
one.
on it? Like, if let's say it was the case, what are your thoughts on that? You know, like, that's just, I don't know, I feel like it's a good ass question. There's no wrong or right answers. For a question like that, there's no wrong or right answers. You're entitled to your beliefs. Personally, you know, I could just say this, hate to fucking lean on this fence, but I don't know, you know. You could argue, just say that. Alright, bye, Howie. But, you know, it's
I don't know.
it's an interesting question.
I think it's hard just because there are so many strange moments we experience, and that we experience ourselves, and you can look back through history. It makes you wonder that some shit has to be destined and some shit has to just be random. That I don't think there's a fixed. I don't know. It's hard to decide if there's a fixed outcome, because sometimes the world feels so random, but other times shit almost feels like it was meant to be.
I get exactly what you mean. I'd
Like-
say people give me that feeling a lot, like where it's like a meant to be kind of thing. It's like this person, like for example, I'm gonna use you as an example, Nathan. But like, you're not in my life for no reason. It doesn't feel like that. You know what I mean? We're so alike to the point. We're so alike, but yet so different. It's like we have the same soul, but just two different shells.
Because the way we go, we think the same, we don't act the same though.
Mm-hmm.
I think what it boils down to. Especially because the fact we started out as fucking, I damn near would say enemies, bro.
No, yeah.
You know.
That's how we are.
It was like you trying to bully me and me being really hard to bully because I have a big fucking
I'm
mouth.
play Hollow Knight right now, man. Fuck. I'm gonna play some fucking anything else. Well, fuck, I'm gonna play. I beat this game once. Fuck, man.